Things can get ugly quick whenever a recession arrives, and there are two very ugly mistakes you might want to steer clear from. In this video, I'm going to be going over those mistakes and how you can fly smoothly through even the nastiest of economic turbulence. Let's get to it. I'm Chris Jr. and welcome to Clearview Finance. So the first ugly mistake that I want to talk about is investing entirely with your emotions. So believe it or not, and it might sound counterintuitive, but ducking your heads and avoiding news headlines, or at least limiting how often you're reading up on the news as it pertains to the stock market, it's actually not that bad of an idea. And now I want to make clear about this, leaning on my very brief background in journalism. This is not a shot at journalists. This is not a shot at journalists. This is their job to report and react to news as it pertains to you. If it's something that affects you, they're going to report on it. The stock market is no different. However, when we're going through times like, say, a market correction or a recession, you're going to see a ton of that doom and gloom in the headlines. And that doom and gloom, it gets a reaction out of you. It gets a reaction, it hits an emotion, it hits a chord. But the fact of the matter is, constantly immersing yourself in those headlines is going to drive you crazy. If it causes a reaction, that reaction could be a negative reaction. We could have a negative reaction such as you selling everything you own and getting out of the stock market altogether. We don't want to do that. So let me tell you a little bit why you don't want to do that. I touched on this a little bit in the previous video, but let me touch on it again to really hammer it home now. Riding your stocks all the way down to the bottom without selling actually prevents your losses from becoming real. And you might be thinking, oh, well, what does that mean? I could see it. I can see my numbers right here. I'm definitely losing money. It's red, it's big, it's red, lots of numbers, negative sign next to it, the whole 9 yards. And technically, you're right, because you lost that money the moment you decided to sell it. When you sell that stock at that current account value, yeah, that's the value, that's the money you made back. All that money, all that red that you saw, you lost it. It became real. But when you decide to hold the course, you decide to hold on, you decide to wait for markets to readjust and for the stock market to rally back, because it will, the stock market fluctuates. The moment you sold, you're actually limiting your upside. You're eliminating that opportunity to see even greater gains than you went into the recession with. Just keep reminding yourself of this simple concept. Buy low, sell high. Whenever you're feeling any anxiety from, let's say, social media, news media, anything of that sort, whenever you're feeling that anxiety, just repeat that phrase back in your head. It'll help reel you back in. Focus only on what you can control, set some rules for yourself, and keep your emotions out of investing. Mistake number 2, and I might be sounding biased when I say this, but do not go a recession alone. Don't go it alone. Don't go it without some backup. With so much info available these days, it can become incredibly difficult to sift through the noise. Everyone is going to have an opinion. After all, market highs means everyone's winning. We're all geniuses, hooray. But when the markets get low, your ship can sink faster than you can blink an eye. And that's especially true if you don't have someone in your corner with the experience to keep you steady. This might surprise you, but even the wealthiest and most experienced investors need some backup every now and then. Having a dedicated financial professional helps you navigate choppy waters. Now, in closing, I firmly believe that everyone knows much more than they think they do. But it's also important that everybody understands their deficiencies where they see them. Be honest with yourself. And also know when and where to seek help. For more insights and resources, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm Chris Jr., and you just watched Clearview Finance.